First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Firefighters in High Springs were called to a reported building fire and a four-legged friend who needed saving. They responded to a mobile home surrounded by heavy smoke and flames. Upon arrival, they began to extinguish the fire and search for a missing cat. Firefighters soon found a scared, unharmed cat in a pile of boxes. The cat was removed, treated for smoke inhalation, and reunited with her owner. No other injuries were reported, and the fire is believed to have been caused by an electrical issue.
Hundreds of new jobs are coming to the city of Alachua thanks to the new opening of a distribution center. This morning, leaders broke ground on new Ben E. Keith Center. A press release says more than 700,000 square foot facility will bring more than 400 jobs to the area over the next 5 years. Leaders say the new facility will span 148 acres to house one of Florida's largest and most technologically advanced distributions.
During a meeting Wednesday, their Board of Governors unanimously backed the proposal. The new rates would amount to an average 13.5% increase for homeowners and 14.2% for condominium owners. Citizens say they are required by law to charge rates that will allow them to pay claims in the event of a disaster. The insurance group has more than 1 million policies according to their website.
We all would like some pretty basic standards of asking for warrants and parental consent on who's speaking with our children.
The district sent out a memo due to the recent changes to immigrant enforcement. The school board of Alachua County meeting happens at 6 p.m.
So far this year, 46 children have tragically lost their lives due to drowning. Drowning is preventable, and it is also the #1 cause of unintentional death of children ages 1 to 4.
A new state law creating a swimming lesson voucher program is set to take effect July 1st. The law requires the State Department of Health to establish a network of swimming lesson providers to participate in the program. Vouchers will cover the cost of lessons for families with incomes up to 200% of the federal poverty level.
They're predators for all of these insects that otherwise we have to spend, literally billions of dollars across the U.S. to put out pesticides and to have crops lost to these pests, and bats are providing that service for us.
The bats will begin to return to typical behavior during the warmer months, and we're told because the bats aren't active now, you may see more bugs around and less bats at sunset.
1 year ago, Baltimore's iconic Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after a large cargo ship struck one of its pillars. The crash killed 6 construction workers working on the bridge. The National Transportation Safety Board is working on its final report, and investigators recently said that Maryland Transportation Authority never evaluated the bridge's risk for collision or collapse. But based on guidance from the American Association of State Highway and Transportation officials, the bridge was above their acceptable level of risk.
We came to pay homage to the ones who paid the ultimate price of their lives on that fateful day.
The bridge was almost 30 times greater than the risk threshold. 30 times greater.
If you happen to be a big fan of otters, act fast. Santa Fe's chatty otters are saying goodbye to their longtime home at the college's teaching zoo. The 7 Asian small-clawed otters will have a new home at the Memphis Zoo. The otters were a part of an interspecies communication program called Fluent Pet. Using a system of recordable buttons, animals are able to communicate basic needs with humans. If you haven't gotten the chance to see the otters or speak to the otters, don't worry. March 2nd and 3rd will be the last day for zoogoers to see them. They will make their way to the Tennessee Zoo on March 5th.
Just a couple of hours. Crew 10's flight will set the stage for astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams to come back home. Once they get the new crew familiar with the space station, SpaceX will prepare a return flight for them. In the past couple months, we've seen 2 failed test launches of SpaceX's Starship, a flight that hopes to one day bring the astronauts to Mars. If launch conditions for today's flight aren't ideal, a backup launch time is set for tomorrow night.